Hey everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for our very third episode of Like Being Social. My name is Tonya Tucker, and today I have a very special guest with me. Her name is Jamie Walters, and she is with the Salon Beautiful Dry Bar in Lakeland, Florida. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
I'm super excited. Thanks so much for being here. I want to go ahead and kind of talk about your journey as a salon owner. So with that being said, I'm just going to jump right to it. So tell me more about your salon and how you kind of got to where you are today.
Okay. Well, I think the biggest thing, it's kind of funny. A lot of people don't know what a blow dry bar is or a dry bar.
Yeah.
We've had people be like, so you're a bar that doesn't have alcohol? Like just silly stuff. And we're like, no, it's the hair world.
Oh, no.
So we're a luxury beauty bar, so to speak, with our main service being shampoo, blowout, and styles. So we do not offer cutting and coloring. Which really is unique. I wish I could say I invented this whole, style of salon, but I did not. But it's, if you think about going to your regular stylist, they're so booked with long colors and cutting and all those appointments, you almost can't get in if you just want your hair blown out. So we are the solution to that, and really just helping ladies when they don't feel like doing their hair, or they have a special event, or they just need a moment to relax. And take a moment for themselves. That's really what we're all about, is just creating that experience for them. But we also offer other services. We do updos, formal events, makeup, extensions, facial waxing, deep conditioning treatments, and stuff like that too. So
great. So no alcohol. This isn't a bar.
This isn't a bar. We do offer complimentary drinks, mimosas, wine, and water and soda, of course. But yeah, so we have alcohol, but
take note, ladies.
Yeah, so that's really our mission and what we're all about. To give you a little bit of background on how in the world we got to where we are and opened the salon. I was licensed in 2006 as a cosmetologist right after high school. And I would say I did hair until 2010. And then I started a part-time job in the corporate world, which, just fast forward time, that led me into a career in the corporate world. So for the before we opened the salon, it was about 8 years I've been in corporate, in leadership, quality assurance, and management. So that's kind of where that background for me comes from. And in my second corporate career, I met my business partner, Monica, and I was getting married the year before we opened. So I've been traveling a lot for other people's weddings, and I was like, I'm not going to take my straightener and blow dryer on these trips. I'm just going to find a blow dry bar to get my hair done everywhere we go.
Smart.
So I'm like, why would I do it myself when I can have someone else do it traveling?
Why have I never thought of that before?
I hadn't really either until that year. It was interesting. So I guess it was just starting to be talked about more. Like, I knew about the idea of that type of salon and had heard about it, but I never really went myself. So I just remember the last time being at one of the salons, I was like, man, I should open one of these in Lakeland one day. Well, fast forward time, and the opportunity came. There was a transition in the corporate world of our job, and I was talking to my partner, Monica, and I was like, I really want to open a blow dry bar. And I don't even know why we were talking about this, but she's like, oh, I want to do that. I would love a blow dry bar. And so here we are, like, fast forward a few months from that moment, and we're open. It happened so fast. So
what an awesome story, though. I think that's super cool. And I don't know of any other salons like that in Lakeland. So I think you probably have a pretty specific niche there, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
So it's been what? Sorry?
It's been fun.
Oh, yeah, I could see that for sure. And getting to open it with someone like Monica, I'm sure, is awesome as well.
Yeah.
So I guess, with every business comes challenges. So like, what challenges have you faced running your salon?
Oh, wow. That's a loaded question.
Yeah, right?
We all have challenges, so I'm not afraid to talk about it at all. I think if I think back to the very beginning, first of all, it's just in business in general, how in the world do you start a business? So there were those little challenges and the stepping stones of how to create it.
Yes.
The first struggle was contractors and like constructing our space. Monica and we didn't have any experience with that really, and hiring contractors
from scratch.
Well, we found a building that used to be a barber shop, a space. And so we thought it would be so easy, and we just wanted to do a couple of things, and like it would take no time at all. And the first contractor experience we had was, oh, we can get that done in 3 days. And then 3 weeks later, he's still not showing up for the job. And so we had to fire him. That was interesting.
Guys,
just going through the pain points of that and learning and growing. It's definitely a learning experience when you have a business every day.
Okay.
So that was probably challenge number one. Of course, we were only open 8 months and the pandemic hit, and we had to shut down. So that's been the biggest challenge of business, which we're so blessed, and we've had amazing support from the community through all of it. But we were shut down. I think it was the very beginning of very end of March, beginning of April until mid to end May.
Wow.
So in that time we had to get creative, and Monica is very creative, like crafty. And she's like, well, I make t-shirts. Why don't we to get cash flow to pay our rent, let's just offer t-shirts and start there.
Wow.
And we had always talked about a boutique eventually, like having it in the salon. So the pandemic kind of pushed us we started with t-shirts. The community was very supportive. And now we have clothes and accessories in the salon as well, and also have a boutique. So
that's cool. I feel like there were good things. Like I love to hear stories.
There are
out of COVID,
Yeah, there were very good things. It was just, a trying time for everyone. The next thing I would say, the cosmetology world, and I'm sure other, areas of business are the same, but things change quickly. So some stylists want to stay for years and they just want stability and want to stick it out with you. Some stylists last a few months and some last 2 weeks or 2 days. So it's really just being able to roll with the punches with your team and who's employed with you, and just move forward and not get hung up on, learn from the experience, how you handled the experiences, what you did great and not so great. And just move forward. So that's always going to be a challenge, I think, for any employer. And then the last challenge I would say is blow drying with a round brush is an art. And some people don't realize it, especially if they don't even know what a blowout is.
Right.
So for me, even when we first opened, it was like the very first week we were training before we opened, and I was like, oh, we're in trouble. Like, I don't think we knew what we were in for. We need some training like ASAP. And so I think a lot of stylists come into this world and think that, oh, I just want to be great right away because they've done color and cutting, and so they think they're going to be great at it.
Yeah.
And it's a challenge for them to have patience because it takes repetition and practice. And even years down the road of blowing out hair with a round brush and a blow dryer, like you can still always be better. So I think that's a challenge.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I guess what would you attribute to the success of your salon, like to the growth of it?
I think from the beginning, we've always been really open to feedback, and we almost to the point where we craved it because we didn't know how we were doing. It was like, we almost felt like we were winging being business owners. We're like, doing okay.
Make it till you make it.
Exactly. And so just always being open to feedback, constructive criticism, reading our reviews, responding to reviews. If, most of them thankfully have always been positive, but we have the ones that really help us out because we need to know, if there's something we can improve on. So just being really open-minded to that, not taking offense and using it as, a way to evolve the team.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say because of that, and because of just the warmth and comfortability that you get when you come into the salon, it's attracted a lot of people, so they feel comfortable and welcomed when they come, and that has built our clientele. So that helped us grow, which turned into word of mouth. And of course we started with probably 3 stylists, I was one of them, and then a receptionist. So we've had up to, I want to say like 6 stylists total. And then we had receptionists, makeup artists, so our team has been anywhere from 3 to probably 8 people at at once. So
Nice.
because of the community supporting us and building that clientele and having that growth from word of mouth, in different avenues of like getting out in the community, we've done braid bars,
Cool.
and partnered with different businesses in the beginning. That was pre-COVID, so we need to start doing that again.
Yes, absolutely.
And then we have done princess parties at our location where the Dreams Come True Entertainment comes as the professional princess, and we style their hair, so that's gotten word out.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, they're so cute. They're super cute.
I love that.
So I think just being open to partnering with other businesses in the community too has really helped with our growth.
I could see that. Yeah. Collaboration, I think, is everything as a business owner. That's why I'm happy you're here.
Yes. I'm so glad I met you. It's been fun.
Me too, Jamie. So my next question would be, I guess, how does social media play a role in your business?
Oh, it's probably, aside from word of mouth, like if word of mouth wasn't a thing, social media is our lifeline.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier, like things have changed so much. Like I barely listen to the radio. So there might be ads on the radio, but I barely listen. I don't pay attention to billboards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't read mail, the things that come in the mail with the business advertising on it. I don't do any of that anymore. It's all social media. And so our world is so digital now. And with the generations like millennials, Gen Zs, all of us out there, like we're online. And so, I don't even want to call somewhere to order food or book an appointment. I go online. So if I'm that way and I'm in my 30s, I know people younger than me probably are the same, they're definitely not wanting to call. But they're all on Instagram and Facebook. So how are they going to find out about us if they're not listening to the radio, they're not looking at their mail inserts, and they're not, looking at billboards? So you just have to get creative, and, Instagram and Facebook, it's a full-time job, but
I know that.
You know more than anybody.
Right. Make a good point with that, for sure. Yeah. And then, in your opinion, I guess, what do you think makes a successful salon owner?
Oh, so this is it's a good one. I have a really well-rounded response to this, because I think my answer is just in general, how do you make a successful business? But I do a lot of personal development, and I heard recently, and it really stuck with me in a video. He said, if you do not understand people, then you will never understand business. And I was like, woo, that's a good one.
That's strong.
Yeah. And it really starts with, I think, serving other people. So number one, I have to keep my team happy and take care of them and make sure they're good. Because if we don't have a team, then we don't have a business to be open.
Exactly.
If I want to go solo with Monica and I, Monica doesn't do hair, so she'll be at the front desk with me,
Right.
So, just taking care of your people and your team. And I think in the corporate world before, when I was a supervisor and manager, the pressure was, kind of medium, like they're working there as their livelihood, and that pressure, how to coach them to be a good professional, etc. But when you're a business owner, the pressure of other people's livelihood relying on you and how you run your business is so much stronger than, just being a supervisor in the corporate world of a team. So
I could see that.
It changes the game a little bit there. And then from your team, then you have to think about, how am I going to service the community and our clients and customers? And because of my corporate experience, I was in quality assurance for years. Mm-hmm. And I am so thankful for that. And just our clients and customers having an exceptional experience is probably one of the most important things to me when I think about a business and our business. So just really understanding what that means and all the components of what makes quality service. Mm-hmm. And then what else would I say? I guess continuously evolving, and whether that's a business owner taking the time for personal development and being a good leader, because essentially you're leading people, no matter the size of your business. If you have one employee, you're a leader. So just, always evolving and being a great leader, or learning how to be a great leader. It's every day we learn something new about leadership, I feel like. And then last, I think it's really important as a business owner and just as a human in general, but that we always are surrounded by support. So that could be a mentor. It could be your friend, your family, your husband, whoever you need those people to be. And then just taking the time out to walk away from your business for a couple of days, a week, a vacation. A lot of us don't know what that is. Luckily this year, I seem to know what a vacation is. Been on a couple.
Oh, good for you.
But just being able to take time out and re-energize so that you can come back to your business and have your focal points being back on target, just to be passionate again. Because I think if you get to the burnout phase, then you are like loathing going to the job today. I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed. I'd rather just stay here. The girls can handle it today. And I'm like, you love what you do. Like, you love your business. You clearly need a day off and at the beach, and then you'll come back, fueled and ready to go. So just being able to, I guess, pinpoint, I need a break. So that your business can keep going and everyone is served the way that, you want them to be served, and not, I guess, you're filling from a full cup and not an empty cup, so to speak.
Exactly. I actually touched on that topic of taking break, like making sure you take your breaks on one of the blogs that I wrote a while back. I think a lot of people don't realize the value that's in that, because they see it as, well, I'm not working during that time, so I'm not being productive. But when you have that break, it just makes you more productive when you get back in the office, So definitely super important.
And a lot of people might not have a business partner, and she's at her corporate job right now, so she's not doing the interview with me. So I'm like, where's Monica?
I know.
I'm not a solo train, running the show. But if you have a partner, really learning the ins and outs of your relationship and how to be professional with each other, creating boundaries. And I think Monica and I are really blessed that we didn't have a really strong friendship before we opened this. Like, we didn't really even hang out much. I didn't know her that well. So we had to really create a friendship and learn one another's personalities. But I think just being flexible to that, and if you could find someone in business, if you're going to be in a partnership, that has the qualities that you might be lacking, or that they're stronger at what your opportunities are. Because her background is leadership, accounts receivable, accounts management. And so all the taxes and all of that stuff, like, our business would not be successful without her in the background. So, so if you need to know how to be successful with a partner, I think just that would be the answer to that. Because I forget, it's not always, I might be the face and at the salon more than Monica, but if it weren't for her doing the things in the background, who's going to hold up that side of the salon,
Yeah, I know I'm not as interested in the accounting side of things at all. So you're glad to have a partner like Monica that handles that stuff.
I know. I'm like, Monica, can I spend this much money, on blow dryers this month? Like,
someone to keep you accountable, right?
Yes.
I love that. Well, those are really all the questions I have for you, but I feel like after hearing this interview, a lot of people are going to want to reach out to you and get in touch. So how can they do that?
Well, we're all over social media, so that's definitely easy. Our handle on Instagram is Blown Beautiful Dry Bar, and then the same for Facebook. And then, of course, our website, you could always go there if you want to check us out. It's bbdrybarlakeland.com. And then if you want to email us, that's an option too. It's blownbeautifuldrybar@gmail.com. So
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jamie. I feel like this is really good. And I think a lot of other salon owners and business owners in general are going to find a lot of use out of this interview. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank everyone who watched this interview. I'm going to go ahead and include Jamie's information in the show notes, so you can take a look at that and you can reach out to her. You can also, if you wanted to be a guest on my show, you can reach out to me as well. We can be reached at www www.likeitmarketing.com, or we're on Instagram, Facebook, all the places on social media as well. Our handle is @LikeItMarketing LLC. Thank you guys again for watching, and we will talk soon.